何ですか？えっと
Properties.
Nie acabaram de dizer que não.
There we go. I was gonna let the music in, but I just miss you guys too much. Today is September 21, 2021, and this is the Evan Studios Weekly Podcast number 25. And I certainly hope you guys are hearing this now. Today I have Isaac with me,
Hello, everyone.
and yeah, I certainly hope that you guys can hear us now. It's every single time I have to do a lot of troubleshooting to get the podcast going. Oh God, please somebody in the chat tell me you can hear us. There we go. God damn it, every single time. Let's go. So today we're going to be focusing more into Journey Abroad. But so let's get the Fleeting Iris stuff out of the way. So for starters, we are almost done with the patch. We're just waiting on the CG team to finish the CGs. Once that is done, we will release the summer patch. There's really not much more to say about the summer patch. We are done with almost all the assets. The only thing there is left to do is the CGs and a few sprites that we're going to need. But we are letting the CG team draw the characters first, so we can make sprites that look like the characters and not the other way around this time. Other than that, most of the assets are done. Most of the improvements are done. We are testing a new event stuff for people to be able to see the events more easily, and more it just looks better for starters, and it also explains much better what you are doing when you walk inside the square. Like when you're trying to sleep, there's actually a square that says sleep. There's one that says shave and whatnot. It looks really good, and we want to change that in the whole game. It's going to take a while, but we're already getting started, and most of the assets that we need for that is done already. Other than that, all the scenes are looking great. The CG team is doing an amazing job with the CGs for the summer patch, and I don't know. I guess that it's probably going to come out like mid-October, which will leave us until the end of the year to do the Shota patch, which will have around 12 scenes. The summer patch is going to be a little bit longer, so to speak. It's going to have like a lot of scenes in 3 different routes, as you guys probably know by now. And yeah, and then it's time to wrap up Fleeting Iris and move on to our second game. We still don't know exactly how the game is going to play out. We still have to make the menus. Right now we're just focusing mostly on doing Fleeting Iris, but we're almost done, guys. And we're going to miss Ayame, and we're going to miss working on Fleeting Iris. But I think up until to some extent the game has already ran its course. We still want to work on the DLCs, and we will try to find a way to deliver them all. But other than that, we're ready to move on to Bloodlust and tell another part of the story from another point of view. So yeah, we need to move on with Unless Chronicles, and you know, it's sad, but it's time to start doing something else. And in the team right now, I feel like the overall sentiment is that we also need to work on something different. And working on something different is not just to start working on another game. Is that with all the improvements we still have to do in Fleeting Iris, and all the improvements that we have left to do, and we definitely want to do them, Fleeting Iris is also a game that we started over 6 years ago, and not as much nowadays, because we went back and we changed a lot of dialogue, we changed a lot of routes, we improved a lot of the old CGs and whatnot. But drawing wise and writing wise and whatnot, you can tell the improvement of the team throughout those 6 years, almost 7 years now. And the game has a lot of flaws. We were a lot more flawed than we are now in terms of game creation. And yeah, we just want to get a fresh start, get a new database, and go hard right from the start. Get a game that we can be proud of from start to finish. We learned a lot from our mistakes. We did our best with what we knew and the resources that we had at the time. Fleeting Iris was and is an amazing game, but honestly, we want to work on a new game so that we can showcase our abilities to another level, because we cannot make a lot of our improvements, we cannot make a lot of changes, because then there will be a big contrast between the weaker parts of the game and the better parts of the game. We cannot go back and change all the scenes, we cannot go back and animate them all. There's a lot of limits to what we can do now, and I think it's time to move on and start working on something else. We're definitely going to miss Fleeting Iris, and yeah, I really want to make the DLCs, and I have plans to make Fleeting Iris 2 and Fleeting Iris 3, depending on how things go and if we can get a better team, a bigger team and whatnot. So yeah, I'm also looking forward to work on those, but it's time to clean up Fleeting Iris as well as we possibly can, and then just wrap it up. And it's gonna be always a good game, and it's gonna be great to look back and play the game and see how much we improved, especially for people that like to keep older versions of the game. I know there are people that kept almost every single version. There's people with copies of the game from like version 0.40 something, and when you go back and you play the game, you see like all the difference in dialogue, all the difference in the quality of the drawings, all the difference in the maps, because we had to remake a lot of maps so many times, populating the city, And when you play one of those old versions, and when you get your hands on the latest version, which should be like version 1.10, you can definitely see the contrast between one and another and the improvements that we made. But there will always be you can always tell the beginning of the game, the quality of the team at the time, all of us, to the quality that we can provide nowadays. All of us evolved a lot, from our spriter to our coder, and we changed coder halfways. Isaac improved a lot. I improved a lot. The CG team improved a lot. Tiger Lila joined the team. Tiger Lila improved a lot, and the team that started is definitely not the team that is working on the game nowadays, because it was such a long journey, and we weren't always super proud of what we were doing, but we were proud at the time. We did as best as we could, and in a sense, it's still good to look back and see all the hurdles and the hard times that we had back then. But looking at it now, it's like, oh my god, we could have done this so much better. And we learned a lot, not just in terms of improvement, but there's a lot of things that we're going to do different in future games, just because nowadays we know better. So that's why we want to get a fresh start, and we want to get like a clean slate to work on a new game, because I think we can start dishing out amazing content and quality content right from the start, instead of like being like a learning journey, which is what Fleeting Iris was. We were trying to figure out how RPG Maker worked, how making games worked out, and you know, it's sad to see it end, but at the same time, I feel like it's time to wrap it up and let Fleeting Iris be what it is, which was a learning journey. The biggest entire game by any measure, in terms of number of words, in terms of unique entire scenes and whatnot, and from an indie game that a lot of people never heard of, and the studios that a lot of people haven't even heard of. So it was amazing to create Fleeting Iris. We're gonna try and do an amazing job, go out in the bank for the last 2 patches, and we're going to try and improve every little bit of the game that we can. We also want to start working on the walkthrough, because we already did it like a billion times, and had to start over because we made a lot of changes to the early game. And yeah, I think that soon Fleeting Iris will come to a closure, and yeah, it's always going to be special. It's always going to be special for us. It's like our first kid. Regardless of the flaws that it has, it got us to where we are today, and all the future games will be better because of Fleeting Iris. Yeah, I think my cat agrees. So yeah, on that bittersweet note, before we move on to Journey Abroad and the spoiler cast, so to speak, I will explain what it is. Let's do a little roll call, because it's always great to see the same familiar faces on the YouTube chat. So for everybody that is listening to it right now, Ariane, Zelmate, CJ, Sirius Black, Forcern, Detronammer, and yeah, Uriel Jesus. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. It's always great to chat with you guys and tell you guys what's going on in Devon Studios and in our games. And yeah, I know that one time a week, sometimes it feels like it's short, and yeah, I'll probably do a lot more podcasts if I could, but the problem is we're probably gonna run out of topics to talk about, and the reason why we do it like once a week, or sometimes a little bit longer than that, is because we have to come up with content to talk about. So not a while ago, but sometime last week, I thought about just telling everybody what Journey Abroad is going to be about, because a lot of people are just trying to guess and throwing and throwing some stuff to the wall, see what sticks, and try to figure out what is the game about and how the game plays out. So today we're going to end all that, and we are going to explain exactly how the game plays out. And I didn't ready this, but I'm going to add a little something just for the sake of letting you guys know. There we go. Let's do this so I can whatever, let's put it right here. Boom. And so yeah, first of all, if you guys don't want any spoilers of any kind, just it was fun having you guys around.
See you guys next.
See you guys next podcast. That's easy. Like if you guys don't want any spoilers, see you guys next podcast. I'm going to try not go into like too many details, but there will be some spoilers for how the game plays out, who are the characters, and yeah. So basically, are you guys still there? Good. Okay, so basically, the way Journey Abroad is going to work is it's going to be like a social journey where you we embody the main character. And to talk a little bit about the main character, let's call him Hero, because you guys will be able to pick the nickname, so you guys can call whatever you want. If you guys want to call him like Zelmate or Ariane or whatever, if you guys want to use your nicknames, you can use it. The main character, we haven't thought about a name for him, so that we can refer to him as such. Like the Persona games, you can pick up the nickname of the main hero, but he has a name, and it's the name that is used in like the animes and whatnot. We still haven't decided a name for the main character. And just as a little bit of just as a little bit of trivia, this was not, I swear to God, this was not by design, but the main character looks a lot like my nephew. Everybody says that. So like Detron Emmer is asking on the YouTube chat. He says, considering his nerdy look, he goes from zero to hero. It's something like that. It's probably a character that a lot of people will be able to relate to. But the way it works is, so first of all, if you look at the screen, the character with like the white vest on the right, the blonde woman with the massive personality, she's the MC's mother, and basically she had another marriage, and her husband was kind of a douchebag, and she decided to divorce him, and obviously she got the custody of our main character. And at first they were living together and whatnot. They were having a hard time paying the bills, but it was happy during that time. But his mother decided to start dating another guy, and that guy is also a fucking asshole. But his mom doesn't divorce him, or they're not married, but his mom doesn't leave him because he helps her pay the bills, and it's always more money to be able to pay them. And she decides to keep going in the journey in the relationship, mostly to give the son like security in terms of like studying, in terms of like being able to have a normal life, so to speak. But he would rather that his mother, he would rather have less money and have all the hurdles of like trying to pay the bills and having to like skip bills some months, and like then try to pay them all whenever the vacation extra check comes in. He would rather just live with his mom, and at some point he's just like, you know what, fuck this. He wants to see the world. It's his biggest dream, and obviously he's pushing himself really hard in school. But it's not like he's a nerdy kid. He's just a kid that has like he has a lot of confidence issues. But he's actually a pretty good sportsman. He's a pretty talented kid, but it's like his mind is always drifting, and is in a bad place, so to speak. So he has friends who he likes to play online games with. You guys can, just whatever you guys play, you can imagine that they're playing that. He's playing probably like Dotas and League of Legends and whatever the fuck people
Can
play
you say
nowadays.
those names in the podcast? I don't think you can.
Why not?
I don't know, copyright issues and stuff. I don't even.
You can't refer League of Legends, please.
Those companies are crazy. I don't know.
Whatever. League of regular people. Why would that make? Dude, you make no sense. So basically, he's playing games, and he starts developing friendships online, like most people do. And one of the guys that he gets really close to is the guy on the far right. His name is Brian, and he lives on. Let's say that he lives on the United States, and the hero lives somewhere in Europe. Let's say England, and they talk. They get to know each other. They become like really good friends, and Brian suggests that the hero tries one of those exchange programs, and Brian says he's going to do the same because he's under a lot of pressure at home. So what happens is Brian is like a big guy. He was one of the top prospects to go on the NBA, and sadly he got a knee injury, and that pretty much ruined his career. So the characters that you see to the left and to the right of the hero, the red-headed woman and the blonde woman with glasses, are two homosexual women that they adopted Brian when he was a little kid, and they're basically his moms. And once he got that knee injury, they started being like overbearing and overprotective and whatnot. And Brian says he loves them a lot, but he needs a break. He needs to get out of that environment, because he will never be able to overcome his difficulties if they keep like doing everything for him, and like trying to like he sees the pity in them, and he doesn't want people to pity him, because he's like, listen, that was my dream, but now that I cannot do it, I just want to live a regular life, and I won't be able to do that because I see the sadness in my moms, and they feel heartbroken, and I want to take a break from that just so that they can go back to living their lives and being happy, and I can also find myself in what I want to do for a living. So during a time where they are both web chatting, the MC's mother walks in the room. This is where the game starts, and Brian sees the MC's mother, and he's like, "Oh my God, that's your mom?" And he's like, "Yeah, what about her?" And he's like, "No, nothing. Like she's a very handsome woman." And then Brian starts plotting. Hey man, listen, how about for that exchange program, instead of doing like all those all that bureaucracy and whatnot, why don't we just trade houses? I can live like for a year in your house, and you can live with 1 year with my mom's, and yeah, it's gonna be a great experience for all of us, and it will be really easy to set up. So they talk to their parents, and the parents also think that it's a good idea, because the MC's mom is like, okay, it will do good for you to be sometime away from you, not having to deal with your stepdad. It will probably be a great experience for you. And she's like, okay, and we'll have to take care of Brian, but he comes from a good family. He has a lot of money. Probably doesn't need to be supported a lot. So it's like everything comes together. And so they decide to do so, and Brian moves in the house of the hero, and the hero goes and moves in with Brian's family. So now it's a good time to talk about Brian's family. The two females, the two mothers are Scarlett, the girl with red hair, and there's Amber, which is the mom with the blonde hair. So while Scarlett is at the beginning of the game completely lesbian, she has no attraction for men and whatnot. Amber is actually bisexual, and she had a kid from another marriage, which is the girl to her right. in the metallic tank top, which is a girl called Megan. And Amber used to be in a relationship. She was married with a guy. They were not married. They were living together, but the guy was abusive. He was an alcoholic. Megan kind of liked her father, and she learned a lot about him, about rock music and whatever. She became like kind of a rebel girl. But yeah, there's one day her father tries to abuse her, and that's when Amber tries to stab him, and they just run away. They move on to another city, and yeah, Amber at that point she was like, I don't want anything else to do with guys. I already have a kid. I'm happy with the life I live. And then she meets Scarlett, and you know, they decide to adopt because Scarlett didn't have kids and she wanted kids of her own. But yeah, that's when they decided to adopt Brian, and yeah, they were living like a regular life, regular happy family, and yeah, they were having a really good time. But Brian was like, listen, I need to get out of here for a while, like having to deal with like 3 women all the time, and everybody's like pitying me, and everybody's like looking down on me as if I'm some sort of cripple. Like, I need to move. And Brian felt attracted by the MC's mom, and she's like, listen, moving out to another country, meeting new people, and maybe have a chance to, like, you know, bang this dude's mom, like, I'm sorry, we homies, but your mom is really fucking hot. And that's where the sequel might take place. But yeah, so basically the MC comes to the United States. He starts living in a house with 3 beautiful women, all with very different personalities and very different likes and dislikes. And that's the people that are going to be in the most contact with the main character, and that's the females that he's going to try and woo early on, but not necessarily are the women that he gets to have sexual intercourse first. So for the other characters, they're mostly characters that either go to school or work in the school that our main character will go to, or are characters that you meet during some of the jobs that you can do. So for instance, you can do a lot of typical life routines. You can go to the gym, you can work a few different jobs so you can make money, so you can buy gifts, you can buy new clothes, and there will be a lot of like social type of things that you can do in the game. You will be able to buy a lot of items, you will be able to build your character, and in order to advance with some of the characters, you need to do some events, you need to be able to afford some stuff, you need to have some stats. So it's a typical life sim. So basically the game plays out in kind of like two stages. So the first stage is where you are starting to meet everyone. You start creating friendship with a lot of different characters, you start knowing more about their life, and there's a lot of character build and whatnot. And the second part is where our MC actually goes out with a friend, buys a lot of clothes, gets haircut, gets contact lenses, and it becomes like a totally different person, so to speak, because it leaves a little bit of fake it till you make it, but it's not really faking it, because he's just being more himself and not being as afraid to manifest how he really feels. So that doesn't mean he's going to turn into a douchebag. It just means he's going to be a little bit more confident. And yeah, you need to listen to the characters, because they will make you questions that if you don't read the dialogues, you won't actually learn about them. So when they make you like pop quizzes out of nowhere, and when you answer wrong, you actually you kind of mind your relationship with them. So you can actually ruin your relationship with the character if you always act like an asshole to them, and you always speak the wrong things. You can actually miss out on having a relationship with that character. With that being said, though, you can, however, romance all of the characters in one playthrough. And the only thing that we haven't decided yet is if at the end of the game you will have to decide like one specific ending, or if you do, or if there will be endings, so to speak, one that is not like generalized. Because there's a possibility that there's an ending with like the two mothers, and all the others just have like the ending of the route, but it's not an ending of the game per se. Or if all the characters will have like a different ending, and you can pick what type of ending you want. So there's a lot of possibilities for a lot of endings. And regarding the characters, we also want the characters to offer like different types of like, we want the characters to have different preferences, which will also dictate what type of sexual interactions they want to engage in. For instance, while the lesbian women are a little bit more conservative, the sister likes bondage and rough stuff. There is a character that is not showing over there, but I might be able to. This has only been shared on Discord, but I think it's probably time to do a little. Let me just save this picture right quick. Give me a second, guys. It's time to add another image to the screen. I don't even know what the hell I call this image. There we go. So, oh, okay, I need to resize this. So basically, this is Emily, and she is a girl that is a little older than you. All the characters in the game are 18-year-old of age or above, so they are all starting university. And some of the characters are your age, and some of the characters are a little bit older. For instance, Emily is 22. She works in a convenience store, so to speak. You guys sell clothes and whatnot as well. And Emily is also a girl that is like very reserved, doesn't talk to anyone, doesn't open to anyone. But then later down the road, you discover that Emily is a little bit of an exhibitionist, and you will help Emily delve further into her kinks. And you will build a relationship with Emily, and it's going to revolve mostly around exhibitionism and having sex in like public places and whatnot. So all the characters will have some sort of different kink and whatnot. So talking about the other characters, the girl to the right of Megan, which is the girl with the Metallica tank top, in case you guys haven't been memorizing the names, her name is Layla, and she's Brian's girlfriend. She and Brian decide to take a time off the relationship when Brian decides to move to Europe. And she didn't want him to leave, but it was just something that Brian had to do. And the MC starts befriending Layla. She goes to the gym, and she tells him, "Listen, why don't you come to the gym? Having a little, putting a little weight on your muscles is going to do a lot for your confidence." And that's where he starts getting along with her, and she will definitely be the possibility for a romance. There's a few characters that we haven't revealed yet because Carlton is still doing the busts, so we're going to leave the reveal for other time. We're just going to focus on the characters that we have on the screen right now. I can tell you that there's still a few characters to make. I know that one of them is your gym teacher, so to speak. So she's a little bit of a tomboy, but she's very pretty, and even though she doesn't over sexualize herself, she's a woman that, you know, she's really appealing to a lot of guys, but they make fun of her appearance because she clearly doesn't give a fuck, and it's probably like they joke around like she probably doesn't even like men, she's probably into women, blah blah blah. And as you improve your physical prowess and you start doing better in your gym classes and whatnot, there will be events that will make the gym teacher like you more, and eventually you can romance her as well, and that will lead mostly to female domination type scenes and whatnot. But yeah, all of them will play in in a different way. You will also have a girl called Kanai, which is also she's also not on the screen. She's an Asian girl who is also doing some sort of exchange program in the United States. So you guys hit it off right away, and you guys find that you have a lot in common. She's kind of geeky as well, but as you find your confidence, you also help Kanai find her confidence as well. And yeah, she's probably like your biggest girlfriend potential type of romantic interest. And another character that is not there yet is Miss Brown, who is Layla's mother, and she's married to the Reverend. She's a very Catholic, very respectful woman that early on tries to stop you from being friends with Layla or getting too close to Layla, because she knows what all men your age want, and yada yada. And yeah, eventually you start making her see the flaws of her marriage and the things that she needs but she's not getting into the marriage. And yeah, basically you will try to do a lot of stuff hiding from Layla, and she's also a figure of importance in the school. So yeah, there will be a lot of secrecy sex in the school and whatnot. And yeah, the other characters that are on the screen, we have Miss Mendez, which is the female with the button-up shirt, only button up to like 1/3 because of her massive personality. And basically she's a very strict she's a womanizer. She has like that man-eater look about her, but she's actually a very reserved, very strict female. And she has a son called Fernando, which is Fernando happens to be homosexual, and is a person that he is a very, how should I put this? He is not ashamed of who he is, and he is very openly homosexual. And the way he dresses and the way he talks is you know, what's the term for that person that is, you know? Okay, perfect. Very helpful. So basically, is very out there, so to speak, and he gets bullied a lot for that. And basically, our hero befriends him because he's not a bigot. He likes Fernando. He feels like Fernando is a very authentic person, and they become really good friends. And he steps in for him. He protects him. And when Miss Mendez finds out about that, she starts thinking like, I had you figured out wrong. You're kind of a good kid. Why don't you pay more attention to my classes? Yada 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 yada. And yeah, through Fernando, who you are a legitimate friend of, and you're going to have a lot of adventures. Yeah, loud and proud, so to speak. So you will have a lot of Fernando will be an amazing character, and you guys will be great friends. And I hope that Fernando is a character that involves a lot of that adds a lot of comic relief, and is a character that we want to make the struggles of an homosexual person very real, but we also want people to be a little bit more comprehensive, and to put yourself in the shoes of someone that is going through those issues. We also want to have a lot of character build up for him, and I think he's going to add a lot for the game. And I think that story wise and dialogue wise, this game is going to be a lot stronger than Fleeting Iris, because again, we are a lot better at what we do. And I think the story is going to be a lot more than just let me meet this female and have sex with her. I'm going to try. I fortunately, and I know this is going to sound like bragging, but I fortunately had the privilege of having a lot of partners. I was lucky on my relationships with women, and I met a lot of different women, and I learned a lot about how to, woo women. I don't want to say, okay, whatever. Basically, it's going to not learn how to not treat women like objects, and how to actually try to create dialogues where you could actually see people fall in love over similar goals or similar views on things. And we're going to try and build like great dialogues that feel real and feel that brings a lot of feelings, and lets people really feel the relationship and really feel like the characters are real. And that's one goal for us, is making every character unique and have like unique tastes, unique personalities, a lot of things that they like. And the more you learn about those characters, the easier it will be for you to start romantic relationships with them. Although I'm pretty sure that at some point there will be a walkthrough like pick this. Eventually that's going to be a thing, I know for a fact. But it has a lot of smut. That's the thing. Some characters are a lot more smut, like they just want raw. They just want raw sex. Like some characters are more. Some characters are more towards the romantic side, and some characters are more towards the animalistic, the sexual part of a relationship. So, for instance, I'm going to reveal the last character on the screen so I can compare two different characters with like two completely different perspectives in the game. So, the girl with the HCU, which is Evans City University. Yes, the game is in Evans City. The girl with the HCU top is a girl called Chrissy, which is the typical daddy's little princess, the most popular girl in school. She's very rich, whatnot. She looks down to all the kids that look different, and she looks down to our main character early on. So basically, Chrissy is dating a guy which is one of Brian's friends, which is like this jock-looking guy that plays American football, and he's like super ripped, and he also makes fun of the main character and whatnot. So that will be the NTR route of the game, where Chrissy starts having problems in a relationship, and then that's where the MC comes up. He plays like the perfect gentleman, and then they have sex, and being the fucking total stud like our MC is with his massive cock, is going to fuck her brain silly, and she's gonna be like, well, we're gonna have a relationship, but it's kind of like you can tell anyone that we are having sex. I fucking hate you. You're only good for your dick. I don't want no one to find out that we are doing this. If you tell anyone, it's over, and I'm going to deny everything. Yada 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 yada. And eventually, she starts developing some sort of feelings to our main character, like towards the end. It's not gonna look like that for most of the game, but for most of the game, she's going to be a lot about like punishing her boyfriend by having sex with the MC, and yeah, she's going to be at first mostly about sex. Megan, the girl with the Metallica shirt, is going to be like, you're just like a flesh dildo. You're nothing to me. You're just here to relieve me of my sexual tension. Yada yada. And there's some characters that are a lot more romantic involved with the character, like Layla. She's like, but you're Brian's friend and whatnot. Amber and Scarlett are like, but we're in a relationship, we can't do this. But Amber is like, sees him walking around the house. She misses having sex with a man. all the characters will have different reasons why they are compelled to engage in a relationship with our main character. So to answer Morgan in the chat, also, thanks for showing up, Morgan. He asks, also, if this takes place in Evan City University, that means there will be bloodless characters too. Sorry if this is already discussed, just arrived. There might be some bloodless characters in the game. We haven't decided yet, but we also don't want to make this game too big. We are trying to limit this game to a total of 80 enticings throughout, and that's spread through all the characters. We also want to make this game fully animated. Yeah, we also want to make this game strong, just not on the enticings, but we want to make this game very strong in terms of gameplay, very strong in terms of dialogue. We are going to be very careful the way we make the game. We're not just going to let's make up like an excuse for this character to have sex with that character. In a sense, I feel a little sad that instead of making like 14 or 15 scenes every patch for Fleeting Iris, we didn't just do like less scenes but more days in between. You know, there will be other ways to make the game a lot richer, and we're going to go on a different way in this game. We want to make the game shine on every single aspect in terms of like the menus, the gameplay, the dialogues, the character build-ups, the story, the enticings. We want to make the game amazing as a whole, and not just rush from scene A to scene B or make an excuse for whatever scene to happen. We want to make it like a real experience, like you're watching a movie, like you are listening to a story told by your friend. And we want to share our own personal life experiences in this game, and the life of experiences of stories that I've heard and people that I've met. Some of them are really rich, and I want to be able to share them in the game. I want to make the game like an amazing journey, and I want to every route and every character to be very impactful, and bring like different types of feelings, different types of scenes, and you will definitely have like a character that you like the most and the character you like the least by the time that the game is done, and not just for, you know, just the eye candy, because it's easy to look at the characters now and be like, oh, I think I like this the most and I like this the least, because it's impossible. Not the first impression about a person is always going to be how the person looks. Some people will look at the teeth, some people will look at the hair, some people will look at the eyes. A lot of people look at different places. Obviously, people with huge personalities, you know, it just pops the eye, but the first impression that you're always going to leave is how you look, and then it's how you approach people. If you say hi, how you say hi, do you smile, do you not smile? Every time we look at a person, we're reading everything about the person, and we're basing an opinion on a person on a lot of things. And on Journey Abroad, we want all the people, all the characters in it to be very different one another. Some will be a lot more a lot more warm, a lot more wearing their art on their sleeves, while some characters will be a lot more reserved and trying not to show true feelings for the character. And in the end, there will be like some characters that have like normal sweet endings, and some will have kind of like more rough. It's an happy ending, but it's kind of an happy ending on their own terms. So not all the characters will end up like she's completely head over heels for the main character. All of the characters will have different endings, and that's the goal for this game, is making a game where every character that you meet and every time you talk or talk with someone, it's like a complete experience, like talking with someone in real life. And we want all the characters to have personalities that reflect their life journey. And some characters they will all approach you romantically, but in different ways. And some characters will always act like a bitch, and some characters will always be like always super welcoming, and things just roll out, and it's just very organic, the relationship you have with them. So some characters I even assume that some people will not like, to the point where I don't even want to have sex with this bitch. Like, fuck her. I didn't like you anyway. Uh, but in the end, we just want to reflect the journey of not only the main character but all the characters, and how it usually goes out when a person joins a new city with new people, a new university. We want the journey to be rich, not only in the enticings, but in the relationships, and yeah, pretty much the relationships that you make in a Evan City, to the point where when the game is done, we want the player to feel like, man, I'm gonna miss this city, I'm gonna miss these people, because they feel so real. Obviously, it's easy to say this even before the game is out, but that ultimately is our goal: is to make a journey not only strong for the anti, but in the end, like, really mess with your feelings. I know there's a lot of people. Some people take games like different ways. I was talking with Isaac, like, some people cried with the story of Final Fantasy 14 a lot of times in a lot of different parts of the game, and I'm like, yeah, I cried too. Like, skip cutscene, yes. I don't know shit about the story. I play the game for the gameplay, but I know that there's a lot of people that play games, and I don't mean entire games. I mean normal games, where it really, sometimes it feels like they put a hole in your chest, because the feelings are so relatable and whatnot. Games like Life is, what's it called?
Life is Strange.
Life is Strange. Some people felt that game like, holy shit, like it was like a real experience. And a lot of people live games different ways. Some people are going to be like, yeah, it was good for the fap, it was good for the smut, and move on to the next game. And some people will probably enjoy the game more for the dialogues and the stories than they do about the anti per se. So obviously, the way you're going to approach each character is different. Some will require you to have more stats. Some will require you to work on specific jobs and be on the right place at the right time. Some characters will require you to befriend one person before you actually can get to them. There will always be events, and there will always be some stuff that will help you approach those characters. But all of the characters will have a unique story, and they will feel like a very specific route on their own. So you can start them at any given point. You can interchange them all at whatever given point you want. So you can be doing the first scene from Layla while doing the last scene from Miss Mendez. All the characters will work differently, and that's the good part about having a male main character, which it's easy for him to be like a man slut, because men's are sluts. I'm sorry, guys.
Stop men oppression, not all men are sluts.
Yeah, whatever. We're all a bunch of fucking sluts. Okay, we're not, but in general. I mean, he's 18-year-old. Like, his hormones are raging. He's not loyal to anyone, or he can be. Like, that's the point of having like different endings. And there might be like special romantic endings in case that character is the only character that you romance throughout the whole game. That is also a possibility. So if you cheat on your girlfriend, you might miss out on a scene at the end of the game, or not. I don't know. Just imagine, yeah, not everybody played it, so I'm not gonna mention it. So yeah, overall, Journey Abroad is going to be a game a lot different from Fleeting Iris, because Fleeting Iris, it's really hard for a character to be like super innocent and be like, oh my god, I cannot have sex with you, I'm not gonna cheat on my husband, and then just having sex with like 3 strangers on the beach just because, oh man, you look hot. Like, that doesn't work. But when it's a male character and you're acting like a total slut in game, you have this possibility where you can be on on your early stages with a character and already doing whatever God knows what, being tied to a bed with a gagging ball in your mouth, being slapped by a fucking whip with another character. I'm not saying that's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. But you know, you can interchange characters and how you relate to them at any given point in the game. So you can decide to pursue your romantic interests as fast as you want, and you can just devote all your time to be with a specific character, like always hang out in the places that character hangs out, try to progress your story with her, and you can just focus one character a lot instead of just be on your early stages with the character and having to have some scenes with other characters before you're able to move back to having some scenes with that character. You can go from point A to point Z with any character before you even almost interact with the others. Obviously, in the case you will interact with them to the point where you get to meet them and whatnot. Like Miss Mendez is going to be your Spanish teacher. Layla is going to be in your class. Chrissy is going to be in your class. So there is some interactions that you need to have, but you can keep them to a very shallow level while you have like deep, meaningful relationships with other characters. Or you can do a little bit of all the characters and like, okay, Tuesday I'm going to meet this character. Tuesday night I'm going to meet this other character. Yeah, fucking serious. So, Serious Black said on YouTube chat, I now expect a Valentine's Day if you have multiple girlfriend. I was going to talk about Persona 4, and then I was like, nah, I'm not gonna mention it because probably a lot of people haven't played it and they won't know what I'm talking about.
Don't you mean 5?
Is it 5? Wait, isn't 5 the
I've never completely played 4, so I think you mean 5.
I think I mean both. Okay, no, that's the Offsprings.
I never
God damn
played
it.
4 till the end.
Okay, so basically I think in Persona 4 you go to the Offsprings and you can have like a romantic interest. And if you are dating all, they figure out and they tell you're trash, but there's like no downside from doing that. And I think in Persona 5 there's actually a downside if you are dating all the girls at some point on Valentine's.
On Valentine's Day they all go to your home because they think they are your girlfriend, and they all smack the shit out of you.
So yeah, that's what you get.
It would be worse on Journey Abroad since they are like it's 10 females on Journey Abroad.
Yeah, so
that MC can date.
So Heiki Kurayami said it's both, and I'm pretty sure it's both.
Sure.
But Persona 5 it's the Valentine's Day, and probably Sirius is referring to Persona 5, which is the Valentine's Day. Probably. And I was actually thinking about Persona 4, where you go to the hot springs and they all meet you in the beach and beat the shit out of you. So that's apparently a thing on both Personas. But the idea is that there might be a day where there's a special event and you can go with one character or more than one character. And yeah, if they figure out you're cheating on them, you get fucked up. Also, you will be expected to memorize some events that characters always do. For instance, let's say that Layla always go to the gym every Tuesday and every Thursday night. And then you decide to go on a date with Chrissy, and the date is next to the gym. If you're caught, you're going to lower your relationship or increase your relationship depending on the character that you go in there with. So let's say you go with Kanae, which is someone that really likes you and wants to keep you to herself, like a normal monogamous relationship. Yeah, talking a lot of talking a lot, being able to speak a lot of different languages sometimes doesn't fucking help. Monogamous. So see, in Persona 3, your chum fucking saves you from getting beat up. What a real chum. So yeah, but for instance, Megan, who is like, this guy is a total fucking wimp, I can do whatever I want with him, he's a total fucking jackass, whatever. And then Megan, for whatever reason, goes on a date, and air quotes here, Megan goes on a date with you, and then Chrissy's like, what the fuck are you doing with this bitch? And Megan is like, oh my god, is he fucking like the school cheerleader and whatnot? Oh, he's actually fucking interesting and whatnot. So being caught on a date with by two characters or more might lower your points towards that character, but again, like all the females have different personalities, some of them might actually like you more if you do that. Megan might get a little jealous if she sees you on a date with someone else. So there might be a few triggers in the game that will increase the way a character sees you and whatnot. So it's not all bad if you're caught, but you know, most of the times you don't want to get caught. Most of the times. Let's say like out of 10 characters, 3 characters will be okay with, you know, sharing you up until some point, and some characters will probably not talk you for like a month of gameplay. So yeah, that's pretty much it for all the characters that we have available right now. We still have, I think it's 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we have 3 more official characters females that we want to release, and then we will have a few side characters. One of them being the witch. There will be Fernando, which I already mentioned. There will be Chrissy's boyfriend. There will be a few minor characters that we still have to add to the game. But once all that is done, we are going to move into to the actual gameplay part of the game. Probably we're going to tell Scarlet to start working on the very first available anti-scenes and whatnot. And then yeah, we probably should have all the sprites that we need by then. Isaac and I will be probably done with the initial gameplay. So very soon, we might have the very first patch of Journey Abroad, and we are very excited to work on that. And yeah, I think you guys are going to appreciate it a lot. You will also be able to see Ayame there. Basically, at the start, you will. I mean, like I said, you're trying to get money by all means possible, and Ayame needs someone to take care of her gardening. And
Who better than an immigrant? Oh wait.
wow,
Sorry.
I'm not
It
mad.
was right there.
I'm not an immigrant, but you know, I might have unconsciously made like, oh my god, I'm gonna explore this fucking outsider. But yeah, you know, yeah. Thanks. Now you're making me feel bad. But yeah, Ayame hires the MC, and he gets to know her better, and he learns about Ayame's issues with Robert. Robert, sadly, it's like either he dies or something happens to him, like poor fucking Robert. But yeah, he's suffering from erectile dysfunction in Journey Abroad, and at some point Ayame opens up and shares this information because the MC sees Ayame crying, and he tries to comfort her, and you know how it turns out at the end of the stuff. And yeah, the other characters from Alancia Chronicles might also do a little cameo. Maybe they have a substitute teacher, Evelyn. Maybe they have a road trip and you meet Jasmine. Maybe Luna goes to your fucking class, or maybe you work on the same office as Melissa. I'm not saying that they will make an appearance in the game, but we haven't excluded that from, you know, it's a possibility. But we already have so many characters, we're going to focus on the ones we have, and maybe we can throw a little cameo scene here or there. Maybe. I don't know. It's classified. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the reveal about the characters from Journey Abroad, and I hope this created some hype about the game. We are super excited to start working on it, and man, I'm really excited for you guys to get your hands on the first batch. I'm pretty sure this one is going to be a success because the backstory is so rich, and I think it's going, like, I would love to play this game as a fan. So we'll see. It's one of those things, and we don't know how successful it will be until it comes out. But it's just a game that we want to share, and we know that a lot of you will appreciate it, and that's the most important part. So for now, we are going to keep revealing the characters. Obviously, the people that are following we already have three patrons last time I checked. Obviously, the people that are following the Dreamville Saga patron get their hands on the sneak peeks a lot earlier than everyone else. And for Fleeting Iris, we're going to keep sharing the previews on Discord until we are done with all the scenes. I don't know how many are left, but the CG team is almost done working on one right now. Yeah, it's looking really good. It's looking really good. I'm so glad you guys can see this because YouTube will ban us right away. But yeah, we're really excited to start working on the last part of the summer patch because there's still a lot to be done. But there's the scenes are turning out great, and we are super excited to work on finishing up the summer patch. You guys are really going to love this one. But yeah, gotta give the CG team time to do their magic and release their scenes. Additionally, I don't know if this is the best place to share this, but we have made some changes to our Discord. You probably already noticed like the little pretty banner on the top of the thing, and there's a bunch of new rules. Like, people cannot post links; they have to ask mods and admins to post a link for them, and that's because as we grow bigger, we're going to start being rated a lot more, and there will be people and bots posting hurtful links with viruses and shit that to get access to your personal information. And it's easy to say just don't click on unknown links and just play safe on the internet, but we have to look out for the whole community. And there's been people that had their Steam accounts stolen. There has been people that had their credit card information stolen, and we want to protect people from themselves in this instance. So we have improved our bots, we have improved our rules, and not trying to oppress people, because as you guys know, we encourage everyone to participate in Discord and chat and be as active as you want and post whatever you want. But the rules were just created for the sake of not letting people from the outside cause issues in our community. Obviously, this does not protect people from being PM'd and whatnot, but we're trying to do our best to protect the people to the most of our ability, or to the best of our ability with what we can do. But other than that, like, we don't have issues, we don't have problems in our Discord. People in general behave. So I have nothing negative to say about our community. There is never posts that I'll feel like this is too much or this is too little, or usually I feel that I see everything in a very positive light, and I think that we have an amazing community that people like being part of. And yeah, these measures are only made to protect the users and not to try to oppress people in our Discord. It's just a needed evil, so to speak. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about Fleeting Iris, I don't know what's the delay of YouTube. We probably can make a test. I'm going to say yes, and I want the first person that the first person that listens to it to type yes on the chat as fast as you can. So yes, and now we count. I really need to know what's the delay, because it might be like really big.
People might be doing like something else and not being able to type like right away,
It's a few seconds. It's not a big difference. Also, if you guys, what's your favorite character so far in terms of like the very shallow backstory that I provided about them, and in terms of looks? Okay, so this was fast. It's actually like 20-25 seconds.
Megan is the best girl, and if you don't agree, you should rethink your life decisions.
Okay, so the delay is like 25 seconds. Isaac says that his favorite girl is Megan. I know exactly why his favorite girl is Megan. I'm not gonna say it because whatever, for whatever fucking reason, his current girlfriend, which is more like his wife, might actually listen to his podcast, which I doubt. But just just to be safe, I'm not going to mention why I think Megan is his favorite girl. Also, Megan looks if I saw a girl like Megan in real life, I would be like, this girl will probably be really good at messing up my life.
Probably.
Probably. Okay, no, this girl, like some girls, you
She looks like she would tie you to bed, and you wouldn't know if she was tying you to fuck you or stab you to death.
exactly, that's issues.
That's hilarious.
It's not hilarious. It's not hilarious, dude. That's not funny. I don't want to get fucked that bad to the point where one of the chances it's like, no sex is good when there's a possibility of me getting stabbed.
That's called adrenaline.
It's
You
not
should try it.
It's not Israeli. Dude, I got stabbed. Getting stabbed is not funny on any
No,
occasion.
it's not getting stabbed. It's feeling that you might get stabbed. That's adrenaline.
What?
You don't actually die. You just think, well, there's a possibility. It's kind of like skydiving, but there's sex involved with a hot girl. So there's that.
No, that's like smoking a lot of weed. When you smoke a lot of weed, you're like, oh man, I might die, but you never do. You just raid the fucking fridge. When there's a possibility that you actually get stabbed, it's never. That's not adrenaline. That's like I cannot get a hard on when I have a legitimate worry about being fucking stabbed. What? Oh, you're like, you know what? She can give me the best lay of my life and ride me until my dick explodes, or she grabs the kitchen knife and stabs me in the fucking throat.
Well, at least you die like a very happy man. So there's that.
No. No, I don't think so. Megan is Metal Girl. Yes, Megan is the rebel stepsister of Brian. So yeah, obviously the first impression that people will have is, physical. I know that a lot of people liked Amber, which is the blonde with the glasses. But if you guys don't remember their names, just say the blonde girl with the glasses or the girl with the huge personality and the fucking bra peeking outside her shirt. Also, it's hilarious that Ariane is at work and listening to the podcast.
Well, technically, we are working and listening to the podcast
I
too,
was
so...
thinking about that. I was like, listen, you know what? You know what's funny? I'm also at work. And what I'm doing is posting boobs on YouTube. What do you do for a living? I post boobs on YouTube. And then I ask people, what's your favorite boobs? I also talk about immigrant exploration and stuff like that. No. But yeah, man, it's really hot today. I feel like my brain, first of all, my throat is going off like right now, and my brain is just frying at this point. But yeah, dude, I'm so fucking excited to work on this game, and
Yes.
Sometimes it's like you just want to make progress, but it's like a big game like this. You have such a big team, and you have to wait for someone to do this and someone to do that. And there's always like the scripter, and Isaac needs to make the RPG Maker stuff, and the CG team is doing the drawings, and someone is doing the soundtrack, and then you have to wait for this person to do this, so this person can do that, and then finally you get to work on the game. And actually working on the game, when you're actually working on the game, and when you deliver and you get the amazing feedback, like all the positive and all the negative, that part is amazing, but the waiting is so dreadful. And then there's always some stuff that is like, why do I have to do this? I swear to God, like I know I've mentioned this, but the tanning and the pubes on Ayame make a process that should be so enjoyable. Dude, my brain is frying. Obviously, it's enjoyable. It makes a process that should be enjoyable become like such a chore and so painful, because you're like, okay, what's the panel for this? Okay, I'm going to change these eyes, select this mouth, select this ear, select this and this, and then be like, okay, and now I'm going to make this panel, and then edit it like 9 different times, and then I gotta go on the database and change the image 9 different times just to get one panel. So when it's those scenes when it's like a route where you have no 10, or you're forced to have 10, and you cannot see Ayami's pubes, like the last scene in the beach where Ayami is having sex inside the water, where she's sideways and you cannot see. Also, I was dumb. Listen, this is the parts where we make shortcuts, and I should have done this. I should have made this scene like only available in two different perspectives, because she's in the beach and she got 10, like, and she can have like full 10 or just but yeah, since you cannot see the pubes, that's only three different renders that I have to make. Yes. The default, the 10, and the 10 lines, because if you have two sets like the last scene that we made, which is the anal scene on the towel, you have normal trim pubes, yes, normal full bush, and then you have 10 trim pubes, 10 full bush, and then you have 10 with 10 lines and no pubes, 10 with 10 lines and trim pubes, and 10 with 10 lines and full bush. Like, it's 9 different panels for just one scene. F redhead, F Spanish caliente teacher. The teacher is really cool because she's going to speak Spanish. She's going, oh, papi, que rico. Yes. It's going salsa, tequila, salsa, tequila, corazón, muy bueno. Dale. Salsa, tequila, corazón, cerveza, muy bueno. You're so dumb. Why did you show that to me? But yeah, she's going to speak Spanish, and thankfully, I speak a little bit of Spanish, so some of the dialogue might be a little Spanish. And I don't know if I'm going to post translation. She's going to be, fuck yeah, cerveza corazón dale. And there. Oh my god.
That's kind of what the author of Bleach did with the espadas and all that.
Oh yeah, what dumb names, like
dumb Spanish names. Reza Santa Teresa.
Yes. Yes.
That was like so bad.
Yes. Dude, I was like, oh man, the flamenco with the iron cars.
The flamenco was actually pretty good.
It was.
I like the flamenco sounds
because it was Spanish fucking guys playing flamenco.
Yes,
and then they were like La Muerte. And okay, that one's kind of cool, but there's names that are really fucking stupid. But yeah, oh yeah, the last dude. There's one scene that I'm not looking forward to work on, which is Ayame doing anal, because I was like, you know what will be funny? Because the scene is already a fucking nightmare to make, because the scene is like normal 10s and 10 lines, but she's also in a position where you can see her pubes. So the scene is already a paneling nightmare. But then I was like, you know what will be funny? If he also had a panel where she's kissing her. So there's also a base where he's kissing her. And I was like, you know what will also be funny? If there's a panel where he's actually, like, instead of like holding her leg up like that, he's like rubbing her clitoris. And then I was like, you know what will also be funny? This scene is so good. Like, he grabs his dick and he slaps it against her pussy. And then, you know, since he's already there, you know what will be funny? If he could also have like vaginal sex. Me gusta la rarita yugosa. What, is this what I think it is? I don't think he typed it right. Did he type it right? It is. Rajita. I thought it was ratita. Jugosa, I knew what it was. But yeah, let's not, yeah. I'm not going to translate that for people. Me gusta la rajita jugosa. Yeah, me too. Hearing my voice is great actively while programming. Oh man, yes. It's definitely amazing to be like, if equals, and then be like, yeah, salsa tequila corazon, the boobs and the fucking pubes. That's like best dialogue. I listen. You know what I do? Sometimes I record myself on podcasts, and when I go to sleep, I just turn on the podcast and I just put it on my headphones and I just listen to my voice say stupid shit. And usually I fall asleep or not because I probably will laugh all the time.
Yeah, sometimes it's kind of hard to work at Stark's place because I want to work and he starts saying like really stupid shit like today, and I just can't do anything because I spent the whole day laughing. So there's that.
Okay, we usually spend the whole day laughing in general, but what he's complaining about is
Yes,
when
but there's laughing and laughing. If there's laughing and shit, I can
Okay.
like open my eyes.
Yes.
My sides hurt.
because okay, so here's the problem. Here's the problem. Usually I try to be a funny person, and we're like funny within like a measure, but
I need water.
I just like regular funny. The problem is when I start getting like super sleepy and super tired, I'm being funny, but I'm not being funny. I'm just being stupid.
Sleep deprivation is a hell of a drug.
It is. I swear to God, like some levels of sleep deprivation are like more fucking. It's better than cocaine, and I don't know because I never did cocaine, but I
There was
don't.
a famous painter. I don't remember his name. He had like a super, like really dumb.
I know what you're talking
smart
about.
technique. When he started to feel sleepy, he was like holding a rock. So when he fell asleep, he dropped the rock, and with the noise, he would like wake up, and he would immediately paint what was in his mind. So he basically only painted when he was like completely sleep deprived at the point of he was like hallucinating, and he was like really famous. I can't remember his name. If you Google it, you probably find it.
If you guys Google it, you'll probably find it. But let me tell you something. If I did that, you will not like to see whatever the fuck I was painting, because I I had some weird fucking dreams. Seriously, the only thing some Spanish taught me 15 years ago playing Lineage 2. Me gusta la cajita jugosa. I don't know. Listen, I don't know if I say jugosa or jugosa.
I don't think Spanish people pronounce the J like that. I think it's like
Jugosa.
Yeah.
Jugosa. Me gusta la cajita jugosa. I
That's
never.
almost like a tongue twister.
Yeah, and I never heard anyone ever say that. No Spanish people ever.
Yeah, people don't say like that to each other in a normal conversation.
Me gusta tu chocha.
Yeah, when I was on my spring break, we taught an English guy that was there, like from his spring break, to say in Portuguese from Brazil,
Mani-
faz-me boquete.
Okay.
So like an English guy who had like no idea what anything in Portuguese said, started saying this like to random girls, and we were like just laughing at all their reactions.
You know what's the first thing I learned in Brazilian? This is a joke. This is obviously a joke because I'm Portuguese. I know Brazilian, and probably the first Brazilian I learned was from like soap operas. The first thing that I heard in Brazilian was "Give me money, PLS." Well. That's what I learned from RuneScape. Give me money, PLS. Well.
Well, at least it was not Mordes Numerone.
Who?
Mordecai's Numerone. Do you remember
Oh,
that meme?
Mordecai
Oh, that-
número uno.
That was
Wait.
terrible. I loved it.
So yeah, Summer Patch. We listen. We are done here. Like I swear to God, the only reason why I ended the podcast is because you guys are chatting in YouTube. But yeah. Also, I didn't mention it, but even though we haven't showcased it, some characters have more than some characters have more than one
Outfit.
one costume. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, dude. Like you realize I'm
Yeah,
tired.
you are like almost sleeping today, but yeah,
Yes!
no problem.
Salsa, tequila, corazón, cerveza, muy bueno. Why, dude? Fucking why? That guy's an asshole. Let's just go there. That guy's also an asshole. So actually, I'm going to post it. Since we're here, like I don't know. If you guys want to leave, you can always leave. So I don't know why we're just being silly today. It's like, man, it's only once a week, and I know for a fact that we are keeping some of you company.
Not even once a week, so.
Not even once a week. Salsa, tequila, corazón. Dude, why, dude? That's why.
I love that
Why?
It's hilarious.
It's not a good song, dude.
It's hilarious.
It's stupid.
Yes.
Salsa, tequila, corazón. Okay, so let's post something. Let's spoil more stuff, because that's what we're doing today. just being silly and spoiling stuff. What did I call it? Oh, salsa tequila corazon. So boom. So Emily, for instance, what am I doing? Being a dumbass. Did I just? Oh my God! Why? What am I? It's why? Why? Okay. I probably. Oh my God.
Wow,
dude.
that looks like shit.
No, you look like shit, dude. Give me. Oh my God, dude. What am I doing? What did I do? What is going on? What is life? What,
I don't even know anymore.
what is
the hell
happening?
are you doing?
Dude, I don't know. Give me a second. I messed this whole shit up,
You
dude.
probably need to
Salsa,
own your
tequila.
paint skills.
There we go.
Since you.
So Emily,
God damn it.
okay, it looks dumb because it wasn't finished, obviously. But what is this? I'm afraid to find out what this is, dude. Let's just go there. We are experiencing technical difficulties. 6 versus 4 Mordekaiser vs champ. Dude, Mordekaiser was like 1v5 and then suddenly 2v4 and then he will just fucking trample everybody because he will always get Master E or fucking Tryndamere.
Yeah.
Oh wait, we can get fucking sued because we said their names. Like, why do you think that's a fucking thing?
I don't know. Some companies are stupid and like to copyright YouTube videos for like any reason at all. Really.
Salsa,
That's actually a pretty big thing on
corazon.
YouTube. A lot of YouTubers are complaining about that. They have videos like taken
Just
down
because you talk about their game?
because like no reason at all.
Because fuck you, that's why?
Because fuck you, that's why the apparently the
Tequila.
how do you call it, the algorithm that YouTube uses to automatically detect infractions on their rules, it's really shitty.
Dude, don't say that. YouTube's gonna fucking start
And
this.
some people really need the income from their YouTube channel.
Oh,
and
I know that.
Yes,
Salsa, tequila,
and that's ruining
corazon.
a lot of actually good channels. So.
Can you imagine like if we were copyright strike by our own content? That will be fucking hilarious.
That's actually a thing. Some people actually.
That has happened to people. That's
yes,
why I'm saying.
Yes, that's really dumb.
Yo, this is our fucking copyright. YouTube, don't. All of this is ours. We made it all. It's our.
Or
team.
even things like somebody created the music that used on a video, and another company made like a cover or a remix of that music, copyrighted that version, and then they sent a copyright infringement to the person that created the first version in the first place.
That's stupid already.
Things like this actually happens. So yes.
So as you guys see, okay. So Emily was changed after this. She's a lot thinner. Or she has like a full shirt. She no longer has like that little boob gap. Because I was trying to explain to Scarlett that that I wanted all characters to be a little different. I was like, listen, I don't want jugs in her face. Like I want it, but like for the sake of like, you know, just different options. She's going to be a little bit more reserved and whatnot. But she also has like this little jacket, and she also has this apron that she uses when she's working. So all the characters I have like some different costumes that they're going to wear, because always wearing the same costume makes I don't know. That was something that I always had an issue with Ayame, where it's like, bitch, did you buy like 20 of the same outfit, or you just don't wash your clothes ever? And both, to be honest, like both are pretty believable, because I have a lot of people that I swear to God, they probably think that I always wear the same shirt. And I'm not joking with the story. Isaac is here. He can tell you that I'm not fucking joking. I once walked into an H&M store, and I tried the shirt. It was like just a full black t-shirt. And I was like, dude, I fucking like this t-shirt. And I liked it so much that I bought like 10 of them. And I wear it a lot because, again, I like the t-shirt. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people think that I'm always wearing the same t-shirt. But I swear to God, I switch. So this is just so you guys have an idea. We were just making like small talk while... that's why I am naked all the time. Issue solved. Do you even shower, or you wear the same skin every day? Badooms. Anyway, as you can see, the characters are going to wear like different costumes, so to speak, or like add a few things here and there to the costume to look better, and or just to look different, whatnot. So yeah, that's why some of the characters are taking a little bit longer to create, because there's a lot of more. Oh my God, give me a second. it's in the right place. Dude, I messed this up so fucking hard. Like next time I do the podcast, it's going to be a fucking nightmare. Also, I could have timed by just switching something over there, and then just time it. When
Yeah, that delay looks like much smaller than you timed
yeah.
a while ago.
Salsa tequila corazón. So yeah, guys, we probably extended this podcast 45 minutes longer than we should have. We haven't been saying anything for the last 45 minutes, but it's just that I missed you guys so much, and I know you guys are constantly looking forward for the podcast, except Advent and Pringer, who are playing fucking Hunt Showdown right now, and they are pestering me to go play Phasmophobia, but I can't because I got shit to do. I'm not a fucking neat like them, but it doesn't matter. I'm just fucking torching them because I know they'll never fucking listen to the podcast. But yeah, we need to go actually do stuff instead of just being silly on the podcast to keep you guys entertained. But I don't know why you guys enjoy the podcast a lot, and like I said, it feels like we keep you guys company, and it's always cool to like have something to listen in your car while you're driving home. And yeah, we have been getting a lot of positive feedback, like our personalities and the jokes that we say and whatnot is what makes the podcast really good. So we were trying to show to let you guys in the office a little bit more, and it was cool because we got to hear Isaac talk a little bit more today.
Yeah,
Uh,
it was.
I wish he was more open a lot of times, because I'm sure he has opinions about a lot of shit that I say. But yeah, it was cool because it feels like we're letting you guys in the office and spending some time with us, and it's cool to read the chat and see you guys interact with us. It's really cool to be able to interact with our community in real time. And it was fun, man. It was a good podcast. We were able to share a lot about Journey Abroad as we planned to do. It went by a lot faster than I expected. But yeah, it's almost time to let Isaac go home. We have a patch to work on. I need a shower and I need to sleep, even though it's like 7 p.m. But I don't care. I'm so tired. But yeah, tomorrow is another day. We're going to keep working on Fleeting Iris. Yeah, I've been meaning to start some community games over on Discord. If you guys want to participate, I tried to actually get a Among Us game going on between our supporters and our fans. But you know, I don't know. There's people that are a lot active in like different places, and yeah, next podcast, Isaac only time. Isaac only time.
No.
Yeah. Yes. Listen. Just okay. Tell us, Isaac. How do you feel about Journey Abroad, and why are you looking forward to work on the game or not?
God damn it. Okay, so like Stark said a while ago, we really want to work on a new game, a new project, for a lot of reasons. One of them, a very important one of them, being that we are much better now than we were like 6 years ago.
I'm trying so hard not to start singing Salsa Tequila.
So this game, we feel like will be much better from the start. So there's the professional / creation reason. Also, the fact that we have like an MC that can hang out with like 9 or 10 females, or some, I can't remember how many there are. And all of them have
There's 10 main ones, and then there's like 5 side females and like 3 side males.
All of them with very different personalities and traits and kinks and options and whatnot. Makes for a very interesting game to work on and to write and to play. So there's also that. The new heart is also very compelling because it feels very refreshing too. Also, Megan Best Girl, so there's also that reason, which is a very valid reason. And I will probably, I'll probably be more involved in helping Stark write some parts of the plot. I only help like in 1 or 2 things in some routes in the first game, and I would like to be more participative in that part. So there's also that.
Yeah,
but
because
that's,
Isaac also needs to learn. Because I'm gonna die one day, and then he has to take over. Salsa, tequila, on that note.
everybody will die one day. Well, at least if you pick Megan, you will die a happy man, like I said a while ago.
When you saw Megan, I'm legitimately curious about this. When you saw Megan, was she like the character out of all the characters that we ever had on Fleeting Iris, on other games, like unless you go from all the characters that we ever created, was she physically, in terms of how she dresses and how she looks, was she the character that appealed to you the most out of all the characters that we've done so far?
Oh no, I also like Luna a lot and Melissa a lot too. So there's that. But from I was talking only about the girls from the new game, from Journey Abroad.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. I guess that's everything. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that covers it.
Okay, you're looking forward to work on the game. Okay, that's really good. Guys, it was, as usual, a fucking blast to do the podcast
Yeah,
for
it
you
was.
guys.
It was.
I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys, if you guys enjoyed to hear us ramble and just, try.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click on the bell icon. No, I'm kidding.
I don't give a fuck. Like, don't subscribe. Just, I'll probably warn you in Discord. I don't give a fuck, Keisha. But yeah, don't forget to salsa tequila corazon because life is short and you have.
You know what? People will go home and start googling that music.
Don't Google. Don't.
After the podcast, and you'll be responsible for
Don't.
like spreading it like the plague.
Do not look out. Do not Google those 3 words in sequence. Do not look out for salsa tequila corazon.
Actually, the name of the music is only Salsa Tequila, not Corazon.
Don't fucking do it. I swear to God, it's stupid. And especially if you know what those words mean, it's fucking like, don't, dude. It's a meme, and it's one of those memes that stays in your life for like a fucking week. Don't fucking Google it. Guys, it was a pleasure to do the podcast. It's always a pleasure to do the podcast. It's super fun to talk to you guys in the chat. I appreciate everybody that participated, everybody that listened to it real time, and everybody that will listen to this later on down the road. It was super fun. I hope we entertained you guys for 1 hour and 45 minutes almost. It's time for us to get the fuck out of here because we don't want to overextend our welcome. And yeah, salsa tequila corazon for life, bro. Just stay safe and don't forget to enjoy your life. Peace out, broskies.
Peace.
I hope I didn't scare you guys with the fucking boom music.